I'm Liz Scissors. This is Splitting Hairs. Today we're talking about, should you open your own business? There's a whole lot to it, way more than we ever think there is. So we're going to hit on should you or shouldn't you, because there's a lot to know about whether or not you should or shouldn't. We're also going to hit on what you're going to do as far as building that business idea and figuring out your business identity. And then we're going to talk about your setting up for your long-term success in that business once you've done it. Because there is a whole plethora of information that is out there. There's resources and lots to figure out in deciding whether or not this is for you or if it's not for you. So right now, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start on, should you open your own business? Well, ask yourself, am I boss/owner material? A boss or an owner has literally every part of the business on their shoulders. They have to figure out getting the bills paid, they have to manage the staff if there's staff, they have to manage the clients and the bookings, the product, making sure they've got all the equipment. Every aspect is on their shoulders. So being an owner is incredibly stressful, and it comes with a huge amount of pressure. You literally think about it every minute of the day, and you go into Home Depot and you're like, what do I need for the salon? What do I need here? Even though you may be shopping for your house. And so you never really stop thinking about it, or you're constantly on Facebook looking for new things and ideas that you can use in your salon. So it is kind of consuming, and you do kind of have to be obsessed and really a slave to your business for the first couple of years to really establish that business before you can kind of back off and allow that well-oiled machine to run. There is a whole lot of decision making in becoming a business owner. When you are thinking about it, you really want to consider several things. First, you want to make sure that you have the type of personality that can handle the stress and the pressure. If you're an anxious person, a nervous person, a shy person, an insecure person, you're going to struggle way more than somebody who doesn't have those issues. So I really want you to consider that, because it is a huge part of making this decision. Can you even handle emotionally the stress and the pressure of having to deal with every single problem that comes up? Whether it be plumbing issues, electrical issues, marketing issues, client issues, staff issues. People are parking in front of your salon that aren't supposed to park in front of your salon. Are you able to walk out and address that in a professional manner, or are you going to lose it and end up having the cops called? So those are big reasons to really consider. Do you have enough work experience? Have you worked for enough bosses to really have a grasp and a handle on whether or not you know what you liked, what you didn't like, what worked, what didn't work? If you've only worked for one person, or you've only worked for a couple of people, sometimes it's not enough experience for you to really see what setups work properly and really were efficient and flowed smoothly. So you really want to pay attention to all of those things, because they really are important. And lastly, you really have to make sure you are a people person. I don't care what anybody says. We work with dogs. We work with people. That is what we do. So you're going to have to be a people person. And if you don't like people, don't open a business. Do not even think about it, because it's not for you. You have to cater to people, not dogs. You can be the best groomer on the planet, but if you're not good with people, they're not going to bring their babies back to you. All right, so you've decided you want to be a business owner. Now we're going to work on figuring out your business identity. Your business identity is who you are in your community for your profession. So, are you going to offer something that nobody else offers? Are you going to just make it a different experience for people? Are you going to have a different look and a different feel? There's got to be some kind of niche that you fill in that market if there's already 8 others like you. Like if everybody's doing the same thing, you want to offer something different. So figure out what it is that you want to offer that is special and unique about you and what you offer in your services. Once you figure that out, that gives you kind of a foundation to build your branding. We want to make sure that once you figured out, say, for example, you decide you want to have the salon experience, and that's going to be your market that you fill in that community. All right. We're going to make sure that we pick colors, logo fonts, logo designs. Everything about it is going to now reflect that feeling that you are going for. Because you want a salon experience, we're going to make sure that everything about your business card, your social media campaign, your storefront, your mobile, whoever, all of it needs to be cohesive so that anyone who doesn't know who you are knows what you're about. Because they don't know who you are. They don't know what you have to offer. So you say it without them talking to you. So you've got to make sure that it's saying exactly what you want it to say. If you want to give a salon experience and you want to say high-end salon experience, you're not going to have a cartoon puppy in a bathtub. That is not a high-end feel. So you're going to be very specific about picking that logo design. You're going to make sure that the font matches the feeling you're going for. If you have a very feminine name and it's very, it's very elegant, you don't want to have a font that's blocky and cartoony. It just totally disconnects. So you want to make sure everything kind of makes sense and flows and works together so that you are not disjointed in any way. Everything makes sense. All of those things. Your colors are important. Do some homework on on marketing and how it works. Color emotes. So we have a literal reaction as humans to color. And most people are the same. Not everyone, but most people are the same. So when you are marketing to the public, you are going to target certain kinds of clients by picking your stuff, what you're offering, what your style is going to be, and then you're going to make sure it all says the same thing. So the client that you're going for is attracted to it. That client that wants that salon experience sees it on your business marketing and they go, ooh, that appeals to me because that's what I want for my dog. If you want to have just kind of a very warm, welcoming, homey feel, everything in your marketing should say that. And it isn't necessarily the words that say it, even though there are certain words you want to use to make sure that they hit those marks. You definitely can do it in your graphics and your colors, and it gives a feeling. So make sure you're making smart choices and you're doing that homework to make sure that it makes sense. You don't want to have a bold, harsh color when you're going for a very soft feel. It's just clashing and it doesn't work. And people, even though they may not know consciously what they don't like, they just know they don't like it. It doesn't give them what they want. And there's a level of expectation when they get your business card from somebody. They are going to have a level of expectation of what your business looks like. So make sure that it looks like that. So if they are expecting a high-end experience, that your salon reflects that. You don't want to have a high-end salon, super fancy business name and card, and then they come in and you've got plastic fairy kennels and a jerry-rigged wooden table. It's not going to work. They're not going to buy in. And you want to make sure that you are delivering on what you're promising by that, with that image and with that identity, so they feel they're getting what they expect. And that is a huge part of our business, is filling that expectation with what they were wanting. So we've got to make sure we hit all of those points. So you've got your business identity figured out, and you want to make sure that your customers are getting it, and you have absolutely make sure you're talking to people about it. There are so many resources out there, like Facebook. There's so many support groups. You can ask anything, and there are so many amazing, talented groomers out there that are willing to share this really fantastic advice that will help you. That being said, don't be lazy. Do your own homework. Make sure you are figuring out what are the needs of your area. When you put out a blanket question into the universe on Facebook and say, how much should I be charging in my area? We don't know. I mean, I don't know what the demographic is in your area. I don't know what the median age is and the median income is. There's so many reasons why we figure out what we charge and how we charge and why we do things the way we do them. If your area doesn't work for what we charge, I mean, it's unrealistic for me to give you an answer to that question when I don't have that information. So that's information you have to gain for your own business based on your area and your overhead. So you're going to have to figure those things out for yourself. Once you've figured all those things out, you've got a decent handle on it, and all of your business choices are cohesive and everyone is on board, awesome. Now you've gotten to the point where we are going to help set up for long-term success, because you really want to pay attention to choices you make in the beginning for the future. If you don't set policies right from the get-go and you later say, this is what I want to do now. Now I've had enough people walk all over me and I don't like it anymore. Too many people show up after hours and it bothers me. You are backpedaling and you're moving backwards. So you don't want to do that if at all possible. You really want to make sure you set it up from the get-go. If you have set hours, have your policy already figured out. What happens if they do not follow your policies? Are you going to have cancellation policies? Are you going to charge them if they don't show up on time? Any of those policies you want to have. Do you allow people to bring retractable leashes? Some salons say, nope, I'm not dealing with those. They're too dangerous. Have that right from the get-go. Or cancellations or no-shows or late if they show up late. Any of those things, tell them up front so that they are prepared for that. And that way, they never take advantage of you and you never get resentful, because that is the kiss of death. We don't want that. So you're going to make sure all of that is set up ahead of time in writing and prepared for them, whether you have them sign releases or if you don't. Maybe you just post those policies or you put them on your website. You make sure that they are aware of what your policies are, and then you don't have to constantly repeat yourself and chase after people for doing things that they didn't realize they weren't supposed to do. The other thing you want to now pay attention to is popularity breeds popularity. When you are first opening a business, you are desperate for clientele. You want to gain as many people as you can, especially if you're starting from nothing and you don't have any clients. You really have a sense of desperation. Please do not be desperate. People will always come to you. Their groomers are a hot commodity. We have a skill set that they do not have, and they want to try. A lot of people want to try something new. And if you've done your job and you have marketed well, you've set yourself up, they're going to find you. They really, really are. You're going to have to do some things in marketing. You're going to have to do some social media. Make sure that you're utilizing those free aspects that really are a huge benefit to us nowadays. And make sure that you're being very thoughtful about what you post on social media. Do not post personal issues on your business social media. Do not befriend your clients in your personal social media. You don't want to cross those lines. You want business to be business. Personal is personal. That right there subconsciously and subliminally gives them a line of respect. I'm not saying you can't be friends with your customers. I'm saying you want to make sure there's a divide there, that they understand business is business, because they will respect you more when you have boundaries and you say this is business. And when you make business posts, make sure that they are professional. Don't be posting some, joke with cuss words and things that are inappropriate for the public, because you're appealing to the public. You have to look at it from their point of view. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Are they going to want to see just general posts that you've shared memes on your page all the time? Or would they really prefer to see pictures of the client dogs? Because I will tell you the truth. That is probably the most effective way to market is please check out my social media and check out my website and have actual live pictures of clients that you and your staff have groomed in your salon. So when they actually come into your salon, it all is connected. It all makes sense. They see the tables that they saw in the pictures and they know it's true. And then their trust goes up. If you have stock photos of somebody else's grooming or you are poaching pictures from somebody else's grooming, they're going to find out. And that is absolutely not what you want to do. You want to have integrity and you want to make sure that these pictures reflect what you want them to reflect and that they are professional. So all of these things that you're going to do are going to help you set up for long-term success when you are making sure that they know what to expect right from the get-go. Make sure that your social media is cohesive with your actual business and your marketing and the business cards and all of that. All is connected. It all makes sense. It all kind of plays upon itself, and you keep that theme running throughout. That's your branding. That's what keeps you in that bubble where they go, I know, I recognize that that's this salon. I recognize that because they have hit it home on every aspect they can hit it on. So that's super important to just be cohesive. So I hope these things have really helped you as far as getting kind of an idea of some advice of what to do and maybe what not to do. If you think that this is for you, it's awesome. There's no bigger sense of pride, empowerment, or freedom than being your own boss. It's amazing. The most favorite thing I've done in my career was owning my own salons. There's a huge responsibility that comes with that. It's massive. If you're going to be a business owner in our industry that we strive to be taken seriously. We are begging the public to value us and appreciate us. Then please take that responsibility seriously. Make sure that you are educated, that you are knowledgeable, that you are going to every trade show, you're taking every class you can, that you're CPR certified, that you make sure you're giving them the very best you can give them. Whatever your style is, however you want to do it, I'm not saying you need to be a show groomer or anything like that, but make sure you're giving them the very best you can give them, and that when you are answering questions, you are truly knowledgeable. You're not just making it up and winging it as you go, because you owe them that if you expect them to take you seriously. If we want to be valued, we have to be valuable. So let's make sure that we're giving it to them and we're being really very ethical about how we do it. If that's for you, awesome. Enjoy it. It's fantastic. Make sure, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Make sure that if you're going to be a boss, you be the boss that you wanted. Make sure you're not the boss that you hated. Make sure you respect those girls and you appreciate those girls and guys, and you take care of them, and you make sure that they want to stay with you, because that is what it's all about. I loved that about that being a business owner, is that I said, I know that my girls and my guys really felt appreciated. And I really think that that's a huge responsibility we have to take on as a business owner if we want our industry to change for the better. And I think we can all do that. Now, if some of these things have been said to you and you are going, oh man, I don't know. If you're an insecure person, if you don't thrive on confrontation, if you shut down when things get difficult, you might want to reconsider. You might want to think, this might not be for me, because it is a lot. And if you're not that type of personality and that's going to be too difficult for you, or you just aren't interested in that challenge, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an employee. But value yourself and make sure that you are encouraging business owners to value you, which means if you're not being appreciated, have clear communication. If it's not working, find yourself a better situation. The more we do that, the more those bosses can't hire anybody because nobody will work for them. Then they disappear and our whole industry gets better and better and better and better. And that's the goal, is that we all get to kind of help and support this industry that we love so much grow for the better, and have all of us be a little bit happier as we go along, because that's what it's all about, is enjoying this amazing career and sharing it with others. So I am Liz Scissors.